Well, live from the Dungeon of Dracarys Coliseum in the DMV, it's time for week 2 of Simulation Football League action right here on YouTube. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Trurillo. Happy to have your company. Happy to have the company of Pete Zahler alongside Mel Davis and Tanner Falk. Cam Irvine producing from the studio as always. Petey, this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Week 2 is when we really start to learn about how teams' outlooks look for this season.
Yeah, it truly is, and these are two teams with some high hopes for the year. DC coming off a campaign where they made the playoffs, looking to get back there again. Denver coming off a disappointing 3-win season, but already starting the season off strong with 1 win to kick things off. They're looking to get to 2 here today, but it's going to be a tough fight for them. Trust me, Michael. They're going to have to go against a run defense in DC that had a very good opening night. They only allowed 43 rushing yards in total to Louisiana in week 1. It's going to be hard for Denver to get things going.
And especially for Bailey O'Shaughnessy, who is the heart and soul of this Denver offense. He is 160 rushing yards away from passing the legend Deion Hawkins in terms of rushing yards in the overall standings. Denver defeated Jacksonville 29-13 in week 1. DC took down Louisiana 32-14. So similar score lines for both of these teams in their wins. Let's see how it's going to look on the field. DC in their salute to DMV, that's DC, Virginia, Maryland, if you don't know the lingo, uniforms tonight with hints of all of the state and city flags on them in their jerseys. And Denver will get the ball first. They'll start on their own 25. Let's meet the Nightwings offense. The quarterback is Gene Struthers. H. Ketchum and Bailey O'Shaughnessy are the running backs. Ari Mills, the fullback. Dalton Barker, Logan Keel, Jeremy Mosley, Dylan Lewis are the wide receivers. Keith Wheeler and Chris Alter are the tight ends. Struthers starts under center. It'll be a fullback handoff up the middle. And about 8 yards on first down. That's Ari Mills taking the first carry.
Yeah, good carry there by Mills. Mills, kind of the unsung hero of this Denver offense. Last season, he had a really good season as playing the fullback position. Not only a good downhill runner, but they also like to use him sometimes as a receiving option too. Last year, he was really good out of the backfield catching the ball. Keep an eye on Mills, kind of one of the unsung heroes on Denver.
161 yards and a touchdown through the air and 136 yards on the ground on 35 carries with 5 touchdowns for Mills. This is the first handoff to Bailey O'Shaughnessy, and he'll roll over John DeSantis for a first down. Let's meet the DC defense. On the defensive line, it's Jose Fuentes, Nick Fargo, John Gary, Mike Wagner, Cano Fortson, and Jason Bourne. Linebackers Declan O'Rourke, Ben Bowman, Jason Strongbow, and Saeed Gore. Corners Peanut Say, Jadoobie-Doo, Daryl Bullock, John DeSantis, Tyler Highfield, Josh Vasquez, and Kevin Say in the secondary. Here's the third member of the Nightwing backfield. Ace Ketchum takes the ball off the right-hand side and gets 5. So this first drive looking as a statement of intent from Denver. We want to run the ball.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to start the game. They're trying to establish the run game here against a run defense that I said earlier had a good opening week. Really trying to win the battle in the trenches here. I like this opening drive from Denver thus far.
DC looking to stack the box, 7 in it. Another run up the middle. O'Shaughnessy looking to bounce it to the outside. He is bear hugged by Jason Strongbow and will be a yard short. First third down conversion attempt will come up for the Nightwings.
Yeah, on third down, I think this might be a good place to try to use the fullback Mills. He's a good downhill runner. Stack the box up front and just give him the ball. Let the big man eat.
They'll run the 2 tight ends out to the left in an offset I formation. Mills in there to block as well. They give it to Mills, and he's blown up. What a tackle by O'Rourke, and DC holds on third down.
Yeah, and that was a good stop there. That's that run defense we were talking about that week 1 had their way with Louisiana. Strong statement there by O'Rourke getting that stop there against Mills, who's a hard guy to bring down.
At 6'3", 230 coming downhill, only needing 1 yard. And O'Rourke said absolutely not. The punt is away. DC will start at their own 16-yard line. And here is the DC offense. The quarterback, as it has been for a long time, is Sabaz Synergy. Kevin Say is at running back along with Sam Harrison. Chuck Steller in at fullback. Wide receivers Nick Twice, Lyric Da Vinci, Mason Kirby, and Josh Gill. Tight ends Lauren Percoco and James Walters. And on the offensive line, it's Ezekiel Rubin, James Judah, Quinn Zook, Joseph Ephraim, and Michael Percoco. Synergy stands in the pocket. Pressure breaks down, and he goes down. And it's a sack for Hugo the Ram Reynosa.
Yeah, great job creating pressure there. Good job by the corners, too. Good coverage down the field. Really nowhere for him to go with the ball. And Reynosa got in the backfield and was able to complete the sack there. Really good pressure. Good opening statement there from the Denver defense.
Loss of 2 on first down outside of Reynosa. The Denver defense looks like this. Gerald Cumbus, Brenda Puff, and Joseph Sabolka join Reynosa on the defensive line. The defensive line that will try and get to Synergy as he fires away and connects down the left sideline. Lauren Percoco with a huge chunk of yardage, and it's a first down for the Dragons.
That was a beautiful throw right there. I really thought that was well covered down the field, but he found just a slot on the sideline. And right there, the corner actually got caught trying to get a pick there, running back towards the ball, and that's how he's able to sneak it right over his shoulder into Percoco's hands. Good placed ball there and a great first down here for the offense.
Dragons up past the 40 to the 44. 5 receivers set on first down, 3 right, single left. Synergy under center, 4-man front for Denver. They bring all 4. Synergy rolls to his left, now throws over the middle, wide open is Nick Twice. He makes the catch at the Denver 40, and it's another first down for DC.
The defense ran a little bit of a soft zone there, and a really good job by Synergy finding the weak spot in that zone, sneaking that ball in there right up the middle where nobody was covering. And a good job there by Da Vinci. First-year player with this team after spending many years with the Louisiana Revolution, moved on now to DC, and a good catch there.
6 players on this DC team coming over from different teams in the offseason. Only 3 on offense. Lyric Da Vinci from Louisiana, Mason Kirby from Las Vegas, and Michael Percoco from Vancouver. Trips to the right, they toss it that way, and going absolutely nowhere is Kevin Say.
And not a lot there for Say, but just talking about Say, what a great career Say has had in DC. 7 years on this team, a 3-time All-Star, and as you mentioned before the broadcast, already approaching more records. A great career for him, and he's looking to continue it for many years to come.
1 rushing touchdown from Ty and Keith Swearigan for 20th all-time, as there goes Chuck Steller, the fullback, motoring through the Denver secondary for a first down.
Yeah, good strong run right there, and you got to really appreciate the run blocking up front. All the big fellas did their job, caught their blocks, and really just created a perfect lane for the first down there. Not a lot of work was needed by the back to get that one.
No score, 5:33 and counting. First quarter, DC threatening inside the 30-yard line. Synergy takes the snap. Pitches it left. Here's Kevin Say. Breaks 1 tackle, gets to the 20, gain of 7. Rest of the Nightwings defense looked like this. Linebackers Luis Quintana, Stuart Gotts, Stephon Forge. The corners are Xavier Rue, Nick Kindler, Andre Tucker, Luke Schneider. The safeties are Lucas DeVore and Jeff Malinishin. That's a defense that is trying to stop DC from getting in the end zone here on their first drive. A drive that started at their own 16-yard line. Second down run for Steller is blown up in the backfield, loss of 1.
Yeah, Steller had no chance to really go anywhere that time. Good coverage up front, that Denver defense. And it's really been a battle of the trenches so far in this game. Both teams kind of winning some and losing some. Back and forth battle in the trenches. You love to see this in a ball game here. Big 3rd and 3.
Get Denver stack the box. Offset eye, strong side left. Now they rotate 1 receiver all the way out to the left to get 1 defender out of the box. They give it up the middle, and up the middle goes Mason Kirby. It's the wide receiver. And no correction, that's one of the backups. Dan Alexander, backup fullback. Doesn't matter, it worked. And he got a 1st and goal.
What a fantastic job. Just got up front here, broke a tackle, and then showed us off the wheels as he ran kind of horizontally towards the sideline there. Got up the field. Really good job just kind of doing a little bit of a swim move there to break that initial tackle, though, and picking up a big first down in a rare carry for the backup fullback.
Teller back in at fullback. Say dots the I in the first goal line stand of the season. Say bouncing off of defenders and loses a yard back to the 4. Nice tackle by Stephon Forge.
One thing I'd like to see the offense try here is I'm noticing the defense is stacking the box a lot. They're really bringing pressure up front. Sometimes a good way to offset that is with the screen game a little bit. Run a wide receiver screen or send your running back out for a screen. Let's see if the offense adjusts to them stacking the box.
Denver does stack the box again. They've got 2 tight ends left. Watch out for the fullback, Dan Alexander, but it's going to be a handoff up the middle and a spin move for Sam Harrison to put it on the board. DC converts an 84-yard drive for an opening touchdown.
Yeah, and a nice move there at the end to score that one by Harrison. He made a nice little spin move, give himself enough room to get in the end zone, and DC strikes first after a 1-0 start to the season. They strike first against Denver here, and a good start, a good opening drive, strong run game established here by DC.
We talked about Denver's rushing offense and DC's rushing defense, and I think it's important to look at the opposite way as the extra point is up and good from Potty. DC last week, only 65 yards on 18 carries for Kevin Say. He did have a touchdown, as did Chuck Steller. So 140 combined yards between the two. And they've almost got half that on this first drive. Of course, that big pass play to Lauren Percoco in the middle. Potty kicks it off. Denver now looking at a 7-0 deficit. They'll return it out from a yard deep. And Dylan Lewis gets the ball to the 25. If you're new to the SFL, welcome. The Simulation Football League is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or to just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Let's see what Denver goes for on first down. After their opening drive got up to near midfield, then stalled out on 3rd and 1. It's going to be a handoff to Bailey O'Shaughnessy. He just gets 4. And if you're DC now, you know the run game of Denver is coming. I think it's just time to pin your ears back and make stops.
Yeah, and if I was Denver, I think I'd adjust a little bit. Gene Struthers had a good opening day. You know, the DC run defense is really solid. I think it might be time to get Gene Struthers some easy looks, get him going a little bit here early in this game.
It will be Struthers to pass. It's just a screen to the far side. And Ari Mills takes the ball. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 after he's ushered out of bounds. Last week, DC gave up 200 pass yards. That's the bottom quarter of all SFL teams last week. Of course, they only gave up 14 points to Louisiana. Handoff up the middle. We're seeing backups getting some love. That's Charles Stackhouse, the backup fullback for Denver, who picks up the first down.
A good first down run there, and I like the previous passing play too. Nice, easy completion for Struthers. Just get him going a little bit, build his confidence up. He's a quarterback that likes to get a little bit of confidence going early in the game. Let's see if they keep going with it.
Fresh set of downs for the Nightwings at the 39. Jeremy Mosley in motion to stack the receivers on the right-hand side. It's going to be a weak side handoff. O'Shaughnessy goes up the middle and gets nothing. Met in the hole by Stephon Forge. Jeff Malinishin also in there on the tackle.
He has a good tackle, and DC not even necessarily stacking a lot of guys up front. They just have very good linebackers that they're confident in that are able to stop this running attack so far for Denver.
I formation. Ketchum. That's stopped behind his own blocker as the offensive line gets a big push, and it is 3rd down and 10.
For a team like Denver who comes into this game as the underdog, you cannot get behind the sticks here. Now it's 3rd and 10, and the defense knows it's going to be a pass here. So for Denver, they got to try to make it a little easier on themselves, but big 3rd and 10 here.
Struthers only one attempted pass so far, and that was the screen to Mills earlier on in this drive. Got to have it here on 3rd and 10. Safety's playing well outside the box. They only rush 4. Struthers nailed as he lets it go. The pass is overthrown and incomplete, tipped away by John DeSantis, who's made 2 really nice defensive plays early on in this game. 4th down.
Yeah, and that was just a lot of pressure there. Obviously, a pretty rough throw there for Struthers, but it's hard to fault him after he got a ton of pressure in his face there. Just kind of forced to fire over the middle where he had a cluster of guys there. But once again, for Denver, they can't let themselves get behind the sticks and have a 3rd down. They got to do a little bit better job there of making it easier on the quarterback for 3rd manageable.
Another punt by Toby Goen. Will back DC up to the 20. They will return it out to the 30. And at the 31, the Dragons will have their 2nd possession of the game.
And for the Dragons here, I think they just need to do more of the same what they did that first drive. Just run the ball down the throat here of that Denver defense. It worked pretty good that opening drive, and I don't see any reason to change it up. Synergy did a pretty good job when he was asked to pass on that opening drive, even though he wasn't asked a whole lot. Let's see if they stick with more of the same here on their 2nd drive.
Nice balance of run and pass for DC on their first drive. They go up the middle on 1st down to Kevin Say. He just gets 1. 2 passes for Synergy for 46 yards. And then 5 carries for a combination of Say, Harrison, and Stellar on that first drive. Synergy in the gun this time, flanked by Say and Stellar. He'll hand it off to the fullback. And Chuck Stellar has that low center of gravity. He powers through the defender and makes it 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that's a good job of making it 3rd down and 2. Now the playbook's kind of wide open here for the DC offense. They can go with a run up the gut. They can run outside. They can do a short pass. They really have the full playbook available to them because it's 3rd down and 2.
It's going to be another fullback run. It's once again Dan Alexander, and he's got a 1st down, just like his first touch of the game.
Good run by Alexander. Interesting, Alexander's been brought into the fold here today. Not a player that historically gets a lot of usage, but today, Alexander with a couple of carries already in the 1st quarter.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. A fast-moving 1st quarter. 7-0 DC. The Dragons looking for more right after this. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags DroneWorks Aerial Photography and Videography Services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. We flip the field. DC going right to left. Single back behind Synergy. And he pitches it left to Stellar, being chased by Stephon Forge. He stiff arms him into the ground and picks up another 1st down.
Oh, nice run there by Stellar, really showing off both the strength and the wheels. Able to get the stiff arm there to create the separation. And then got a quick burst of acceleration, get to the sideline, pick up that 1st down. Strong running there by Stellar, and I'll tell you what, all phases of the game right now, DC is really establishing themselves early and is a 7.5 hit point favorite in this game at home. That was important for them to do here.
Didn't even mention the second part of that play where he just ran over Lucas DeVore to pick up the 1st down. They'll go trips right, single left. It's a pitch strong side to Say, and Reynosa doesn't like that one. And Jadubi Du also in on that tackle.
Good job there by the Denver defense, kind of expecting that one, it looked like. We're able to cover it pretty well, and now they have themselves ahead of the sticks on defense in 2nd and 9.
Correction, Malinishin was in on that tackle. 2nd and 9. Percoco, who had that big catch for 40 yards on the first drive, moves from right to left and sets up on the left side of that offensive line. Four-man rush, Synergy back to pass, over the middle, caught by Percoco. And another big first down for Lauren inside the 30.
Tell you what, DC hasn't passed a ton, but when they have, it's been incredibly effective. And right now, they're just kind of taking advantage of the soft zone that appears Denver's playing. They're just finding these holes over the middle of the field, and I mean, it's been incredibly effective. Like I said, they've only attempted 3 passes, but all 3 have been completed. Just a really good job right now of recognizing the defense.
And all 3 have gone for 10-plus yards. Percoco by herself had a 30-yarder on the first drive. There, Da Vinci, 2 catches for 32 yards. Pitch, right side, Stellar falling forward, first down inside the 20. And DC is in the red zone on back-to-back drives.
That was a good run there by Stellar. Normally, we were expecting Kevin Say to be the star of the running game, but early in this game, we've seen a lot of Stellar and a lot of Harrison, and it's been fun to watch here. Good job by Stellar picking up that first down.
Stats pretty much say it all. 136 to 37 is the first incomplete pass of the game is thrown by Synergy, looking for his favorite target on the night, Lauren Percoco.
It looks like the timing was just a little bit off there. I think he threw that a tick earlier than he wanted to. It looked like she was going to get open over the middle of the field, but Synergy just a little bit too early on that pass.
2nd and 10. DC, because of their running game, have not been in 2nd and 3rd and longs much in this game. Once again, Percoco moves to the left side. Synergy to pass again. Rolls to his left. Finds space in the end zone, and it's tipped and incomplete. Xavier Rue had a hand on it and knocked it away, 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky on that one there. I mean, Rue had both hands on it up in the air, and that very easily could have been an interception. Kind of got away with one there. Luckily, though, for the offense, they'll get another shot at it. And once again, he's looking for Percoco. Percoco, been the favorite target of Synergy early in this game, getting, I think, all but one of the targets.
Malinishin had the initial deflection on that pass. Now on 3rd and 10, let's see what DC dials up. Empty backfield, 2 right, 3 to the left. Synergy against the 4-man rush. He's going to take it up the middle. He's going to get wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a 2nd sack of the first half for Hugo Reynosa, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, there was good coverage down the field there, and the quarterback, Synergy, panicked a little bit and just kind of ran up front with the ball, and waiting there for him getting the sack. Was a pretty easy sack there for Hugo Reynosa.
Potty had a extra point in the first quarter. Will now try and start the second quarter with a 34-yard field goal attempt. It is up and straight down the middle, 10-0 DC with 7:31 to go in quarter number 2. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Petey, important half stop right there for the Denver defense.
Yeah, no, that was certainly an important stop. And now for the Denver offense, they got to get something going. I mean, they just got that stop there. We're able to hold them to only a field goal. Now they need to come back down the field and score points themselves, because DC, this game could very easily get out of hand for Denver if they're not able to move the ball on this drive. I think it's important for them to establish themselves in this game right here.
Just 37 total yards for Denver over their opening 2 drives, just 4 of those passing. The DC run defense has shown up early in this one. It'll be Bailey O'Shaughnessy off the left. He gets hit hard and dropped by the Sioux Falls transfer Jason Strongbow. 3 Sioux Falls players on this defense. Nick Fargo, Mike Wagner, and of course Strongbow, all coming over from Sioux Falls, who folded in the offseason.
Already behind the sticks here for Denver. Got to get something big here on second down and make it easier on your offense.
It's another run for O'Shaughnessy. Pushes past the initial line of defense. Is tackled by Josh Vasquez and halves the distance. It's 3rd and 5.
Good job there by O'Shaughnessy breaking the initial tackle. This will make it 3rd down and manageable for the team. And really, once again, the playbook kind of wide open here. If you wanted to run, you could. Coming out and a look that makes it look like they might be looking to the outside passing game. We'll have to see.
Gene Struthers just 1 of 2 for 4 yards. He will pass again. 4-man rush. He throws the ball deep, and it's caught near midfield. Dylan Lewis in traffic, and a huge 1st down for the Nightwings.
And now maybe this offense can just calm down and start clicking a little bit now that they completed a long pass down the field. Good job by Lewis there, just getting open over the middle, and a good pass by Struthers there. I'd like to see him pass the ball a little bit more on earlier downs here. The run game really has not been that effective outside of a few runs. I think they need to lean on the passing game a little bit more here.
Denver looking for their first foray into DC territory in the game. It's another handoff to O'Shaughnessy. Drags the defender forward for 5 yards. That was Strongbow again with his hand on the back of Bailey O.
That was a good carry by O'Shaughnessy, just picking up 5 yards. It wasn't easy. O'Shaughnessy was met with an initial contact at the line of scrimmage, but able to push forward and make it 2nd down and manageable.
Lots of movement up front for Denver on pre-snap on 2nd and 5. This is the first play from scrimmage in DC territory in the game for the Nightwings. It's another handoff up the middle. This is Ketchum. He picks up 2. 3rd and 3. So last time on 3rd and medium, they went for a deep shot. What do you think they pull out this time?
I think, honestly, here on 3rd and medium, with 3rd and 3, I think they're going to be looking at the run game. I think they're going to give it to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy's their best player. I know the run game hasn't been that effective, but here I think they've shown already they want to keep putting the ball in the hands of their best player.
O'Shaughnessy is playing the fullback role. He blocks for Mills. And R.E. Mills barely picks up the 1st down. A little bit of trickery there in the backfield for Denver.
Yeah, that was a nice little bit of trickery there. I think it fooled the defense just enough, and O'Shaughnessy did a good job blocking up front. That got Mills the 1st down. Now they're going to come back out again with Mills as the tailback, maybe switching it up a little bit here.
No fullback this time, but 2 tight ends and 2 receivers to the left. They'll run up the middle. Nice hole for Mills to run through, and he gets 8 yards before he's contacted by Saeed Gore.
And just a good, strong carry there. And, when you think about fullbacks, you think about big, strong guys, which R.E. Mills at 6'3", 230 pounds certainly is. But he is a fast back as well, so they really have just so many different ways to use him. R.E. Mills, one of my favorite players to watch in the entire league because of his versatility.
They're still in this formation with Mills as the feature back. He jumps to the left and barely picks up a 1st down as he is hit in the middle of the field. And you can tell that maybe Mills feel a little bit after 3 straight carries.
Yeah, normally they use him quite a bit, but normally 3 in a row, that was not some usage he's used to right there, and he might get it again here on 1st and 10.
So that's Stackhouse in the backfield on 1st down. Stackhouse will get the carry, moving left, fumble the football, and it's picked up by the DC Dragons. A nightmare end to a promising drive for the Nightwings. DC takes over.
Yeah, and they might have been better off handing off to R.E. Mills there, because unfortunately Stackhouse, the backup fullback, just kind of gets hit really hard there and loses the ball. DC comes up with a big turnover there, and like you said, a promising drive comes to a disappointing end there, but once again, that DC run defense, they bent, but they did not break on that drive, come up with a big turnover. Josh
Vasquez punched the ball out, and John Gary was Johnny on the spot to jump on the loose ball. Ball in the DC 24. 1st down and 10 for the Dragons, and they can really turn the screws here before halftime, already with a 10-0 lead. 4 minutes to go. I formation. Synergy rolls out with blockers in front of him, fires deep over the middle, and it's caught. A 20-yard catch for Mason Kirby, the former Las Vegas Fury and Dallas Lobo, now over here in DC.
Yeah, veteran signing for this team. 13 years in the league, a two-time All-Star, and Kirby, his first year on this team. They expect him to be a big part of this offense. They kind of revamped their receiver group a little bit this year. You got two first-year players, a rookie, or two first-year on this team players rather, and a rookie, and they're really hoping these guys can be factors.
Synergy throwing deep again, caught again, Mason Kirby. This Kirby and Synergy connection is a reconnect from when they were in Dallas together many seasons ago. And it looks like they have not lost a step.
No, it certainly does not. And they continue to look for Kirby here. At first, it was a little bit of the Percoco show, but now they're starting to look for Kirby down the field. And there's some other good options, too. Nick Twice is a rookie receiver, someone we haven't seen get involved yet. And, of course, the veteran receiver on this team, Josh Gill, they really have more weapons they can continue to open up this offense, too.
And it's really tough when you have four wide receivers. All of them need to be covered. Pump fake from Synergy, and it was the wrong choice, because he is wrestled down by Brenda Puff. 6-yard loss on the third sack of half number one for Denver.
Yeah, Denver's pass rush has done a decent job at getting to the quarterback so far. Unfortunately for them, the Synergy's just done a good job getting the ball out early, and that's how he's got a lot of these completions. But really, not to be lost for Denver here. Their pass rush has performed well here in the first half.
And Synergy's been most effective when he's rolled out and moved in the pocket away from the rush, because the middle of the defensive line has got home more often than not with just 4. Synergy that time, good protection, and it's snagged on a post route by Lyric Da Vinci. Another first down.
Yeah, there was decent coverage there, but Da Vinci just did a nice job snagging the ball there and taking it to pick up the first down. Da Vinci, another first-year player on this team, but a 9-year veteran in the league, doing a good job there. And I really like what they did building this roster in the offseason here, Michael. They really went out and got some veterans that added a veteran presence to a team that was already in the playoffs last year and won a playoff game. They felt like they just needed a few more veterans to give them that extra step to maybe go the distance.
And approaching potentially a 2 or maybe 3 score lead at halftime. With 2 minutes to go, will they get a snap off before the 2-minute warning? Yes, they do. Synergy under pressure. One-hand catch by Kirby, pushing defenders to the 10-yard line. First and goal for DC.
A beautiful catch there by Kirby and a really good throw. I don't even know if Kirby needed only one hand. He was just kind of showing off there. But yeah, beautiful ball placement there and gets it right into the hands of Kirby. Oh no, that was a little far. Kirby needed the one-hand catch there as we see the play, as we hit the 2-minute warning. But right now, this offense, Michael, they're firing on all. Kind of fun to watch.
And they've gone completely different from the first 3 quarters of this first half, PD, right? It was all about the run. It was all about, moving down the field inch by inch. And on this drive, they've brought out the big guns. They spot the ball at the 12. Synergy rolls out, throws back across his body, and it's a touchdown to who else? Mason Kirby from Dallas to DC. And it's a 3-score lead for the Dragons.
It's another play where I felt like there was decent coverage there by Denver, but Synergy just has beautiful ball placement, gets it right in there where it needs to be. And yeah, as we watch this, he just throws it in there. It was decently covered, but Kirby just gets in there and makes the catch. And that's just Synergy having trust in his receivers. We saw that a few times on this drive. The receivers weren't necessarily down the field. Synergy had enough trust in him to put it in there. And now, extra point is good, lead to a 3-possession lead 2 minutes before halftime here for the home team.
Points off turnovers. Pawty converts the extra point. 6 plays, 75 yards, and 205. An excellent drive for the Dragons. But on the side of the Nightwings, you see their offense on the bench getting ready to come back out. Not all is lost for them. They had a good drive going before that fumble.
I think it's really important for them here to get points before halftime, because DC, if I remember correctly, will get the ball at the half. So if you do not go down the field and get points, you put yourself in a position where the hole might be too deep to dig out of if DC can score out of the half. They need to get a drive going here. They need to go down the field and at least get a field goal, if nothing else.
Well, they got 1:52 and 3 timeouts to get it. Dalton Barker brings the ball up to the 31. And we saw Gene Struthers on that last drive kind of open up a little bit. He's now 2 of 3. Sabaz Synergy, on the other hand, 8 of 10 with a touchdown, most of that coming on that last drive. Denver, 69 yards from Paydirt. Got to get there in just over a minute. O'Shaughnessy starts with an 8-yard run up the middle as he drags Declan O'Rourke for a couple extra yards.
Good first down carry there, and with all 3 timeouts, Denver really can run the ball if they want to. Obviously, they got to kind of hurry up here and keep the ball moving, but they do have those timeouts, so really time not a terribly big factor for Denver to get in field goal range.
They'll run the ball again on 2nd and 2. Catch him, first down. Oh, what a hit! He was blasted into last week by Nick Fargo. Timeout, Denver.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've seen DC get a hit like that this game either. DC's defense is playing a physical brand of football right now, and they're kind of saying, yeah, you know, you might have picked up the first down, but we're going to make you remember it and pay the price for that one.
One timeout, Burns. Struthers, quick post over the middle, 6 yards. Timeout, Nightwings.
Yeah, just a quick little route there. I think Struthers kind of panicked too early right there. He had a fairly clean pocket and probably had some more time to let that play develop, but just fired at the first read as he saw he had a little bit of separation there. Unfortunately, kind of a wasted timeout for Denver as that play only picked up a couple.
Near midfield, now just 1 timeout remaining for Denver in this first half. Struthers, short middle again, first down, and the final timeout used with 1:12 to go.
Yeah, questionable time management there, but now for Denver, they are getting close to the verge of field goal range. Probably need another 15 to 20 yards to be confident in making a field goal here, so they have a lot of time to get up and spike the ball. They just need to make sure they're very quick with everything they do here.
Three receivers right, nobody on the left-hand side. Struthers looking deep, has Keel in stride at the 30. And now they got to go quick because they burned that last timeout. They still got a minute left, now in field goal range. 60 ticks at the snap. Struthers down the numbers, tipped and incomplete. A couple of red jerseys were there. Nobody could get a hand on the football.
Yeah, and luckily there, that ball fell innocently to the ground. And that does stop the clock, though. 56 seconds to go. Denver now in field goal range, and really 56 seconds still to go. No timeouts. They have time here to try to get this ball in the end zone, maybe get a touchdown.
Struthers with a cannon arm across his body, across the field. It's another first down. Nightwings hurry up to the line. 45 seconds to go. At the snap, Struthers again. This time checks it down. O'Shaughnessy tries to stay in bounds, move the pile, and does get out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. That's incredible running by O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, O'Shaughnessy kind of was a human joystick there on the sideline, making guys miss, picked up 9 yards and then got out of bounds. Really good job there by O'Shaughnessy. And now Denver is on the doorstep. They're knocking. Can they kick it in?
From the 6-yard line with 39 seconds and no timeouts left in this opening half. Mills motions out of the backfield. To the end zone, dropped. Darrell Bullock just did enough to keep Mosley from scoring.
I tell you what here, on 3rd and 1, is like you said, that was very close to being a catch. Yeah, he had it in his hands. His feet were in the end zone. He just needed to bring that ball into his body. That is a tough pill to swallow there for Denver. On 3rd and 1, though, I think give it to Ari Mills. Give it to the big guy. He's been effective this game. Let him run it up the gut. If nothing else, he picks up the first down. You get to the line of scrimmage and you spike the ball real quick. But I think the play here is to get it to Mills.
He is in the backfield. There's no fullback. But they do stack the offensive line with 2 tight ends. Struthers will throw. He goes to the end zone. It's incomplete. He was looking for the tight end, Chris Alter. DeSantis did enough, and that's a second straight pass into the end zone that bounces off the hands of a receiver.
Yeah, that was disappointing there, and he had Mills open on the swing route to the outside, probably for a touchdown if he just looked that way. However, he never looked over his left shoulder to see that he had Mills open, and they'll settle for a field goal. Kind of disappointing, though, for Denver with how close they got to the end zone.
They will settle for 3. Neil Rackers kicks the field goal. 11 plays, 63 yards in a minute 27, and with 30 seconds left, Denver is back down by just 2 scores.
And DC, not for nothing, but they have 30 seconds and all 3 timeouts here if they want to try to get that field goal back. It'd be an aggressive move. However, DC's played pretty aggressively so far this game.
And with the way Sabaj Synergy was slinging the rock on their last drive, I would not be surprised if they go for it on at least maybe 2 plays, see if we can get some chunk yardage. They're going to have decent field position too, as they'll start at their own 29 after Sam Harrison's return.
Yeah, now for DC here, he got all 3 timeouts. I think you just got to be looking over the middle for your guys, though. We saw a lot of Kirby so far, and let's see if they go back to Kirby here on this drive, or if maybe they'll go in a different direction.
Synergy will hand the ball off. It's Chuck Steller. He gets 2, and I think DC is content to head to the locker room with a 14-point lead.
Yeah, that's probably the smart play, too. They have a 14-point lead. They've been in total control this game. You don't want to give Denver some positive momentum, although here they go. They're coming back up to the line of scrimmage with 7 seconds left. Maybe they're going to run one last play here?
2 seconds. Synergy backs up, looks deep. It's overthrown and incomplete. And I'll tell you what, they had one-on-one coverage deep down the field. If that catch is made, who knows what can happen, but that's in the past now, and it is 17-3 at the half. DC all over Denver in terms of stats and on the scoreboard as we hit the end of the first half.
Yeah, an entertaining first half. First half that was ultimately dominated pretty much there by the DC defenders, and Denver at the end of the half though did get some positive momentum, drove down the field, got on the verge of scoring a touchdown, had to settle for a field goal. But I'll tell you what, here in the second half, it's going to be so important for them to get a stop on this opening drive for DC. They cannot let DC go down and score.
That would put them back up by 3 scores. And we see snapshots of the first half. Who stood out to you in the first half? Give me one player aside.
Oh, one player. I'm going to go with Synergy. I know it's not always obvious to say the quarterback, but I mean, he was just slinging the ball all over the place, completing passes, short passes, over the middle, on the sideline. His ball placement was excellent. I know it's kind of easy. It's the low-hanging fruit to go with the quarterback Synergy, but his first half performance was really impressive there.
And I guess for Denver, I'm going to go Hugo Reynosa. 2 sacks, 3 in total for that defensive line, and kind of kept the DC passing offense in check a little bit during the middle of that first half. The Dragons in their salute to DMV special uniforms tonight will get the ball to start the second half, and away we go. Will DC continue to shut the lights out on Denver, or will the Nightwings make a comeback? We're going to have to stay tuned to find out. DC will start at their own 31. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth here at Dungeon of Dracarys Stadium for the second half. My name is Michael Trujillo. Edie Zahler is on the call with me. We've got Mel Davis and Tyler Falk on stats, and Cameron Irvine, is producing as always.
Now here for DC, I know we're early here in the second half, but run the ball, I think. Let's try to establish the run game here a little bit, burn some time off this clock already early in the half, and they're in the complete driver's seat. They just got to make sure they continue to do what they've been doing.
High formation on first down. Steller breaks 1 tackle and then is wrestled down by Malinishin. Second down and 4.
Yeah, that was a good carry there, and a good gain of 6 yards, keeping DC ahead of the sticks. That's something they've done this game. I know I've said it a lot, but staying ahead of the sticks, in my opinion, is one of the most important things you can do in the game of football, and DC has done that to a T so far in this game.
Handoff left side. Here's Kevin Say, and he barely gets the first down through the shoulder of his opposite number, Xavier Rue.
And, you know, Kevin Say over the years has been the star of the show in a lot of DC games. Today has not really been the case, but Old Reliable is back there and ready for the using wherever they need him.
5 wide on 1st and 10. From the 42-yard line, Synergy down the middle, tipped, and incomplete. Malinishan got a hand to it, 2nd and 10.
Did a good job there getting a hand on it by the Denver defense, and Denver needs to get off the field here. Good job forcing a 2nd down and 10, and now here, if I was Denver, I'd play for the run. I'd expect a run on 2nd and 10 here, because I think that's what you're going to see from DC here. Looks like they're looking like they might.
It's only single back with Chuck Stellar back there. It is a run to Stellar. Flag comes down. They're going to get a face mask.
Yep.
Stephon Forge came in late.
Yeah, you just can't have that if you're Denver right now, Michael. And I'll tell you what, they had it perfectly there. It was going to be about 3rd down and 6. They're probably expecting a pass there. Defense could play man coverage or even a zone if they wanted to, and they would have the upper hand. But unfortunately, that face mask is going to give DC a 1st down. Not at all what Denver needed.
And move it to the Nightwing side of the field on the 40. And allow DC to burn more clock. It's been tough sledding for Kevin Say in this game as he only picks up 2, tackled by Gerald Cumbus.
Cumbus is an excellent player whose name we haven't had to call a lot today so far, but I've seen Cumbus take over some games in the past here, and a good play there stopping that from being a run than it was.
And I think DC has to maybe commit more bodies to stopping the run as Chuck Stellar buries a defender with the stiff arm and skips down the field for a nice chunk of change near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's just kind of a back-breaking run there for Denver. They're really doing a good job, DC, of breaking the initial contact, because Denver has, just as you see right there, gotten a man with a hand on the running back early in a lot of carries here, but DC, whether it be Stellar, whether it be Say, who it be so far in this game, there's just been a lot of broken tackles here for the defenders.
Malinishan doing his part, but it's been the Chuck Stellar show. 8 carries, 65 yards, 8.1 yards a carry for the fullback. 5 wide on 1st and 10 again as DC approaches the red zone. Synergy, short pass over the middle. Breaking a tackle is Percoco, and she is tackled down after a gain of 7.
Dan Percoco there got one over the middle. It looked like that one was in a sea of defenders. I thought that one might get swatted away, but Percoco got her hands on it and somehow comes away with it and picks up a gain of 7 yards. And once again, 2nd and short. That's been the story of the game here for DC.
Stellar the fullback again. Kevin Say, who's just got 15 yards on 6 carries today. It's going to be Stellar moving through traffic. That's close. It is a 1st down. Barely got past the line to gain.
Good carry there for Stellar. I've been really impressed with Stellar here so far in the game today. He was not a guy that I was expecting to have an 87-yard game today, but Stellar, they've leaned on him a little bit more than they did in week 1.
Last week, 61 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown for Chuck Stellar. He's already surpassed that except for the touchdown today. Synergy going to the air, and it's a touchdown to the back of the end zone for Lyric Da Vinci.
Great catch there by Da Vinci, and another great read there for Synergy. Just found a weak spot over the middle of the field, threw a perfect ball to Da Vinci, and another touchdown for another player here on this DC offense. And now for Denver, it's going to be a tough battle getting their way back into this one.
First touchdown reception as a DC Dragon for Lyric Da Vinci. He had 4 catches for 58 yards last week. That time finds the end zone.
Now if you're Denver, you just kind of have to go to the passing game with Shrubs. It's going to be tough here for Denver to do that, but it's running out of options here, down 21 now.
What you said coming out of halftime, PD, is that Denver cannot allow DC to drive down the field and score, and That's exactly what the Dragons did to increase their lead to 21 points.
Yeah, it is exactly what they did. And now they're going to have to start relying on their receivers. There are some good receivers on this Denver team. Dylan Lewis, a pass all-star for this team. Logan Keel, another pass all-star for this team. They have a rookie, Dalton Barker, they 45th overall, that they really feel confident about moving into the future. And Chris Alder. There's left on the Nightwings offense. They just need to open up the playbook here and let Struthers sling it.
Struthers last week, 16 of 20 for 262 yards. He had the best completion percentage of any quarterback in week 1. 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Yeah, I was just talking about the receivers too. Even in the backfield, they have some good receiving backs. R.E. Mills, I talked about earlier, is a good back to throw to. O'Shaughnessy is not bad catching the ball. They really need to lean on the passing game here. It's getting late in the game for running the ball with how big the score is right now.
They will run it on first down. Bailey O'Shaughnessy looked like he had a good head of steam, but only picks up 4. And we have a game update ready from SFL Studios. Here's Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Torillo. Fort Worth and Minnesota. It's been all Toros offense tonight until Stephen Black comes out of nowhere and gets a beautiful interception. Minnesota hanging in there, but in a tough game. Back to you guys in D.C.
Thank you, Cam. Denver trying to hang in there with DC, but they're facing a 3rd and 6 after an incomplete pass.
Yeah, now it's 3rd down and 6 here, and looks like they're going to be going pass.
2 by 2, the receivers, with Mills in there to block. Dylan Lewis creates trips on the left-hand side. Struthers against a 4-man rush. Moves left, throws over the middle, and it's intercepted! Picked off by DC. Peanut Say has the Dragons rolling at home on DMV night.
Yeah, now this one might just avalanche here for the defenders. They are going to break this one wide open. They have the potential to, as a beautiful interception there. And that was just a desperation throw down the field by Struthers. He never really had his man open, and Say just read that one perfectly and kind of fooled the quarterback Struthers there. I said that Struthers was going to have to start slinging the ball down the field. He did that. I credit him for giving it their best shot, but unfortunately, DC defense, that was in week 2. And I'll tell you what, the rest of the league, I think, is taking notice of this DC defense right now.
Peanut Say, the 28th interception of his career. Stellar. Oh, there was some vengeance on that hit from Kindler. And it's 2nd and 10.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 now, as you said, a rare 2nd and 10 here for the DC offense, and for them, just kind of want to burn some time off the clock here and get the ball into the end zone. They're feeling very good about their chances here, and they just need to change the game plan.
Handoff. Kevin Say picks up 4, 3rd and 6, and this is kind of where the Denver defense wants to be, 3rd and 5+. Let's see if they pick up a stop.
Yeah, Say, another run without much doing there. It's funny, despite the successes of DC tonight, it has not involved Say all that much.
Nor Sam Harrison, 5 wide on 3rd and 6. Synergy. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now will roll to his left and take off. And he is going to not get the first down. He ran in to his own receiver, Nick, twice. And that slowed him up just enough for Andre Tucker to get the tackle, and it's 4th and 1.
Yeah, you know they're not going to be happy with the rookie there. He got in the way of the quarterback picking up the first down, but a rookie mistake that probably won't be too costly here in week 2.
48-yard field goal attempt for Pauty. And it is good. He munches those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it is 27-3 DC. They pick up 3 points. That's 10 total off of turnovers in the ball game.
Importantly, forcing the field goal there for Denver, it does keep it a 3-possession game. They're going to need 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. Obviously, it's going to be pretty hard for them to do, but for Denver here, that does keep the game. The door is slightly open for them if their offense can just suddenly start getting a jolt here and move the ball down the field.
It'll be Dylan Lewis on the return, spins, goes left to the 30, trying to get to the sideline, 35, and he steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Great return by the third-year player, Dylan Lewis.
Yeah, now once again here, it's a little bit redundant here, Michael, but let's Struthers sling it. You're down 27-3. It's late in the game here. What do you have to lose? I'd say just let Struthers sling it and hope that your receiving weapons can make some plays with the ball in pretty good field position here for Denver.
This is a Denver team that's only, it's been on the DC side of the field twice. They have a fumble and a field goal. With 4:42 left to go in the third. They run with O'Shaughnessy left. O'Shaughnessy can't break that first tackle. 2nd down and 7.
2nd down and 7. Good carry there, picking up 3 yards on 1st down. Fortunately for Denver, that keeps the clock running. The clock is not their friend right now.
O'Shaughnessy, 10 carries, 39 yards on the evening. Also has a reception for 9 yards. Mills goes left, tries to power forward, and he does roll over Saeed Gore and makes it 3rd and manageable.
Yep, 3rd down and 3 now for Denver, and playbook wide open here. If they want to run, pass, do whatever they'd like, it is wide open to them here.
They could continue to run the ball if they wish. They do. Mills looks like he has nowhere to go and does have nowhere to go. Jason Strongbow has been the nemesis of this Nightwing run game all game long and forces a 4th and 4. And it's punting time for Denver.
And that is just so unfortunate there for Denver, as they're going to have to punt the ball away again. It's just been that kind of day here so far. Really doing a really good drive at the end of the half. But since then, there has just not been much here for the Denver offense. And for Denver, we got to mention this here, Michael. This is a team that's rebuilding. Last year, they went 3-9, a very disappointing season. They started this season off great with a win during week 1. But certainly, this is a team that still feels like it has a ways to go in its rebuilding process, despite expecting to be better this year than they were last year.
Strongbow up to 10 tackles on the night. He leads everybody in that category. And now, DC will just look to drain some clock through Kevin Say. Ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? We are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for this Major League season. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice on the call. 2nd and 10, pitch Say left side, looking for some blockers. Gets a few, but is hammered at the 20-yard line. Malinishin once again makes the stop.
Yep, and that was a good stop there. 3rd down and 6 now for DC and for Denver. They'd love to get this DC offense off the field.
Looking for a quick 3 and out. Synergy moves left, great blocking, has time, and he way overthrows Lyric Da Vinci. Just looking for the home run ball. He was double covered anyway, 4th down.
Yeah, almost looks like there might have been a miscommunication there. It looked like Da Vinci was kind of going corner, whereas I think Synergy thought he was just going to keep running deep there, and it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there. Nonetheless, a rare blunder here for the DC offense on this 2nd game of the season for them.
I believe first 3 and out of the game for DC. But Denver doesn't let the punt on their drive hurt them, and they'll actually get decent field position up near midfield.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for Denver. Once again, this is still just a 3-possession game, 2:26 to go in the third. I mean, this has been a slow-moving quarter. There's still a lot of time left to play in this game, and while we're kind of out here just counting Denver out, if they can just move down the field, get that touchdown 2-point conversion, this game suddenly starts getting a lot more interesting, but they got to show us something.
One big play is really all Denver needs to turn the momentum around here. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy, nowhere to go, and it has not been easy up the middle for Denver today. DeSantis, another tackle.
Oh, and Denver just relentlessly trying to run the ball here. They're not getting away from it, despite really having not much success with it all night long. Coming out once again, that I formation. It just looks like they might keep trying to pound the rock.
They will. It's Ketchum, loses a yard, 3rd and 9, and once again, it's going to have to be on Struthers and the receivers to make a play.
Yeah, that's just one thing I wish they would have incorporated some screen game into their game tonight, or maybe some short passes across the middle here. Just too many times tonight for Denver. It's been this 3rd and long situation, making it hard on Struthers.
Struthers lets it go, and it's incomplete. It looked like Logan Keel might have had a play on the ball, but there were just too many red jerseys around him.
It looks like Strongbow might have got the hit in there that jarred the balls out of Key's hand, and just that kind of night here for Denver. It looks like they're going to have to punt the ball away once again. Just very unfortunate here.
Goen gets it away. It's going to be more deep field position for Denver inside the 20-yard line. And they'll spot them all right at the 20. Total stats, Denver 166 total yards, 77 passing, 89 rushing. For DC, 295 total yards, 162 through the air, 140 on the ground.
And DC with a nice opportunity here, up by 24. They're going to continue to try to pound this rock up the field. I imagine we're going to see a lot of run game now for DC as they're just in burn the clock mode.
Even still in the 3rd quarter, but Synergy will throw on 1st down. Again, he has to move the pocket to the left, takes the check down for 4 yards to Sam Harrison, the fullback.
And he had his eyes down the field. He was looking deep, trying to get that ball down the field, but just could not find on there, and that does keep the clock rolling.
Now they'll bring everybody in. Nobody out wide. Offset eye, hand the ball off to Stellar. He's been the better runner today, but he gets nothing that time. Excellent tackle. Stephon Forge through the middle.
I'll tell you what, this Denver defense, albeit it's a little late in the running for it, they have shored up here late in the game. Let's see if they can get another stop on 3rd down.
Chuck Stellar 10 yards away from 100 total in the ball game. They're going to give it to Say, and he gets nothing. So the 3-and-out train has come to the Dungeon of Dracarys Coliseum here late in the 3rd quarter. 3 straight without a 1st down.
Tell you, Michael, I keep wanting to put a fork in Denver, but the way this game's playing out, there's just a sliver left in this door that Denver keeps having a shot at. But if their offense just can't move the ball like we have seen all night long, it's not going to really matter.
And the game planning for DC has been excellent. Jermaine Smith, Stephen Mullinax, James Walters, and Michael Percoco doing a fantastic job of scouting, knowing that Denver likes to run the ball, and shoring up that already impressive run defense here for week 2.
Yeah, and the way Denver plays, DC is kind of built to defend that perfectly with the guys they have in their linebacking core, the guys they have up front. This is a DC team that built their defense around stopping that run, and the way Denver tries to play through O'Shaughnessy and Mills, it's just a kind of a mismatch.
This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter with just 2 seconds left in it. It'll be a draw up the middle. O'Shaughnessy gets 8, and that will lead us to the final frame. 4's up in the chat. We go to the 4th quarter. It's the DC Dragons 27, the Denver Nightwings 3. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube.
Yeah, 4th quarter now, Denver has the ball. It's going to be 2nd down and 2, and for Denver here, the final nail is almost in the coffin, but they haven't put that nail in yet. Denver, still a sliver of hope in this game, but it's going to come down to this drive right here, because if they cannot score here, it's probably a little bit too late.
2nd and 2 as we flip the field for the 4th quarter. Denver right on that midfield stripe. I formation, handoff O'Shaughnessy, picks his way through, and only the shoulder of Jason Strongbow prevented Bailey O'Shaughnessy from potentially taking that to the house.
Yeah, that was about 2 steps away from being a house call there with the speed of O'Shaughnessy, but a good tackle there by the linebacker Strongbow for this DC defense. Now it's 1st down and 10.
That's what Denver just needs to keep doing. Ketchum gets 2. Got to keep moving the sticks, and really, it's important to score quickly, but also to not let DC have the ball for an extended period of time in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have to go Denver's way if they want to get back in this game, but first is scoring probably before there's 7:30 left in the 4th, I'd say.
Struthers, laser beam down the field, broken up, looking for Keel.
I'll tell you what, there's just been, the passing game has just been out of sync here too tonight. We've talked about how good the DC run defense has been. The pass defense, I don't think has been anything spectacular, but just Denver, a lot of miscues, just a lot of, poor ball placement, guys not catching the ball, wrong routes. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
Another empty set for Denver on 3rd and 8. Off the back foot and incomplete from Struthers as he was hounded by the defensive line. 4th down.
4th down and likely another punt here for Denver. I'll tell you what, they were very fortunate that Peanut Say didn't get a 2nd interception of the game there, because that one was right in his breadbasket, but he just did not catch that one.
Going looking to pin DC deep with a punt from his own 45-yard line. It'll angle toward the near sideline and be bobbled and picked up by Denver. Denver has the ball.
Every time you're ready to count Denver out of this game, they somehow just find a way to keep the door open a little bit there. And a big-time play just when they need it. What a fantastic play there by Andre Tucker to get in there and get that ball back for the Denver offense.
And now they're inside the 15. Struthers against the blitz, tries to take off, nowhere to go, loses 4 yards. Getting in there to make the stop was Keno Fortson.
Yeah, that was just a really good pass rush there by the DC defense. Never really had a chance on that one, did Struthers. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 14, so pretty obvious passing down territory here if it was not already for Denver.
Wouldn't be surprised if DC just lays everybody back and tries to make a stop in the secondary. Barker moves across to the left, 3 receivers that way, run to the right. Struthers off his back foot, one-handed grab by Mills, 1st and goal.
And that was a really good job there by Keel getting in there and catching that one. Keel's had a rough night with drops and just miscommunications. But I tell you what, in a big spot over the middle of the field and a ball that really wasn't that well thrown comes down with it. And now it's going to be, I believe it is 1st down. Yes, 1st down and goal here, and 3 chances at the end zone for Denver. They need to try to get this in here quick, though. They want to score before 7:30, I said earlier.
Last time they were down here, they were held to just a field goal. Logan Keel has given them the opportunity. Can they punch it in to the very fashionable DMV end zone? Delayed handoff. Bailey O stopped short. Had his legs taken out from under him by Saeed Gore.
And that's a good representation of the game right there. Nothing coming easy here for Denver. It looked like O'Shaughnessy had a quick route into the end zone there, but good job cutting that play down by the DC defenders.
9 in the box for DC. They run it left side. Touchdown, Denver. It's close, but Stackhouse got in on first call.
They might have to review that one. That one was close. At first sight, I wasn't sure he got in, and Wow, I'd love to see a different angle on that one. It was awfully close, but they're calling it a touchdown on the field. And yep, DC is challenging. I like that challenge there. I think that's the right call. I'm going to be very, very interested to see the pylon sideline view of this one, because if he got it in, it was by a hair.
This is a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. That's not a good angle. You can't really see the line there. But that's the only angle we're going to get. And he's short.
It's been that kind of night here, Michael. It's been that kind of night for Denver. Nothing's coming easy.
Stephen Mullinax in the very fashionable get-up this evening. Correct on that challenge. 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. 2 straight defensive stops by the Dragons' front 7. Can they hold again? They send an offensive lineman out in the flat. Handoff. Bailey O, touchdown this time. Denver into the end zone for the first time in the game with 7:08 to go in the 4th.
And no questioning at that time. With 7:08 to go, if Denver can convert on this 2-point conversion, absolutely still alive in this game. They just need a perfect ending to this one here. And let's see what they're going to do here on the 2-point attempt, assuming they go for 2, which would be expected.
I see Neil Rackers out there. And they will kick it. So it'll still be a 17-point game. 27-10 with 7:08 to go.
3-possession game, so now Denver is going to need some help, to say the least.
Tomorrow night, SFL action continues at 6:30 p.m. Eastern when the Carolina Skyhawks welcome the Atlanta Swarm, and Jacksonville visits Charleston in the nightcap. 2 teams that stumbled in Week 1, Los Angeles and Arizona, meet in a battle of surprising unbeatens, Queen City and Houston. It's the SFL right here on YouTube. And APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. 7:04 to go. Denver hanging in there, down 27-10, but needs a couple of defensive stops in short order.
Yeah, let's see if they can get them here. Still a lot of time to go.
Synergy, quick over the middle to Percoco on that little tight end cross. Picks up 7.
Yeah, good catch there by Percoco. And Percoco's kind of been reliable in those medium passing scenarios all evening long. And a big part of why Denver's been able to stay ahead of the sticks here. Now it's 2nd and 3.
4 catches,
DC,
60 yards for Percoco tonight. Now they can go to the run game. It's Chuck Steller trying to pick his way through traffic. He is denied the first down by Luis Quintana, the former Defensive Rookie of the Year back in season 21.
Yeah, and that makes it 3rd down and 1 here for DC, and they got to be feeling like if they can just pick up a few first downs here and really burn this clock down to around 4 minutes, they're pretty smooth sailing here to get out of here with their 2nd win of the year.
3rd and 1. Steller pushes past Quintana and picks up a first down.
Steller, he has had a fantastic game here so far tonight, and in the second half, he has become one of my stars of this game here for the DC defenders. And another physical run there was met at the line of scrimmage, but he just put the helmet down there and went to work the tough yardage. Great carry as part of a great night here for Steller.
Steller close to 100 yards on the game. Had 90 the last time we checked. Pitch left. Say hasn't had much to do today and continues to find it tough against this Denver defense. DC just slowing this game down to a crawl. Zeller again, nothing. And as we look through the rest of the week, Petey, we've got 4 games tomorrow: Atlanta, Carolina, Jacksonville, Charleston, Los Angeles, Arizona, Queen City, Houston. Which of those games stands out to you as a must-watch?
The last one you said, Queen City, Houston, I just think that's a very interesting matchup considering where both those teams are heading into this season. That's one I'm certainly looking forward to.
Synergy, time to throw down the field, caught. Who else? Lauren Percoco. A massive first down for DC, and they can run more clock.
That might be all it takes here for DC to get out of this one with a win, but tell me, Michael, which of those matchups intrigues you the most?
I don't know, like Los Angeles was so close to winning in week 1. They were a completed Hail Mary that was tackled short of the goal line away from a win. So I'm looking to see how they come out against an Arizona team that is always good and has been for many seasons now.
Certainly will be a great day of SFL football, if nothing else.
A first down for DC as they will milk every bit of this clock with 4:13 remaining here, the 4th. They'll hand it off to Stellar. Breaks past 1 tackle and picks up 7. Then on Sunday, Vancouver, San Diego, Canton, Indianapolis, Portland and Louisiana, Motor City and Alamo City, and then of course Monday night, it's Seattle and Baltimore on the Monday Night Spectacular.
Yeah, I'll be really curious to see how Baltimore bounces back after a week 1 loss. That's a team that was playing for a championship a year ago, and they need to answer back in a big way on Monday night.
2nd and 3 after a great first down run again from Stellar. He, as the backup, gets short of the first down. We've seen plenty of carries for Dan Alexander, including on a crucial 3rd down early in this game that gave the Dragons the lead.
Yeah, I think here just give it to Chuck Stellar and, let him get this 1 yard as he's done all night long. 3 minutes to go in this game, and DC is, for all intents and purposes, in cruise control here.
DC looking to even up the all-time series with Denver. Denver won the first 2 meetings back in seasons 16 and 18. And then DC evened it up in season 20. Interesting fact that if the DC Dragons do hold, both home teams will have won their matchups to tie the game it's a series rather, at 2-2. But that's a nice push by the Denver defense. Brenda Puff making it 4th down and 1 and will likely force a field goal out of Potty Potty.
Yep, they will. And what I have found most interesting here so far in this game is just the lack of what we've seen out of Kevin Say so far, but how effective DC has been despite it. Kevin Say has not been much of a factor in this game whatsoever. It hasn't mattered for DC, though. They're still winning this game in pretty dominant fashion.
Chuck Stellar, 15 carries for him, over 100 yards. Kevin Say, 12 carries for 25 yards, just 2.1 yards a carry. Even Sam Harrison has 4 carries and a touchdown tonight as the lead grows back to 20 points, 30-10. 2nd field goal of the game for Potty Potty.
Yeah, and it'll pretty much just be points here for Denver at the end. Just want to restate, though, for Denver, a disappointing 3-9 season last year. They come back into this season, win on opening night, and maybe set the expectations a little higher than they need to be. DC's a good team. This is a team that won a playoff game last year. This is a team with high expectations for this season. And if you're Denver, this is just kind of a rebuilding year, hoping to get a little bit better than last year and continue positive momentum.
We go back to the studio and Kevin Irvine with all the SFL news that's fit to print.
Thank you, Torillo. Minnesota had opportunities late to put together a comeback but couldn't do it. Tavius Gordon, a one-hander with the pick to seal it. 31-19, Fort Worth wins. That's your final. Back to you.
Fort Worth Going a 1-1 on the year. One of these teams is going 2-0, and it looks for all the world like it's going to be the DC Dragons, up 30-10 with 2 minutes left. Struthers just trying to hit his receiver, Jeremy Mosley, on a go route, and that's incomplete.
Incomplete. Hit the 2-minute warning, and I'll tell you what, Michael, after we've gone through this game, I know I said in the first half Synergy was my star of the game. Here in the second half, Chuck Stellar, what a game he's had. Really was not expected to be the star in the game tonight, but he has just been so reliable for this DC offense all evening long, and I'm really impressed with the performance he had tonight.
Tonight, DC on offense actually has more yards than they did in week 1. Had 343 in their week 1 win over Louisiana. Catching traffic from Mosley brings up 3rd and 3, timeout Denver. Already 351 tonight, 195 passing and 163 rushing.
That's just go ahead.
The one blemish on DC is their 3 sacks allowed. And that really hasn't hurt them all too much.
No, and I believe all 3 in the first half, too. They've really kind of locked down on that offensive line here in the second half.
Down the field, caught near the 50. First down, Denver. They'll take their second timeout.
Now only 1 timeout remaining here. It'd be nice for them to go down the field and make the score a little bit closer. Trailing by 20 right now. This is a home performance here for DC. And, they start the year 2-0 at home as long as this score holds up.
And you look at the final score, and you might have thought that this was a blowout all the way. Denver has had chances. Right at the end of the first half, they drove down into the red zone, couldn't convert, had to settle for a field goal. Also in the first half, they got down inside the 15-yard line and then fumbled the ball after a promising drive that led to a DC touchdown. So that's 14 points left on the board right there, and we're looking at a close game.
I want to know where these catches were for Denver all game long that they're getting right here on this drive. We're seeing some great catches by the Denver receivers that were been drops for the rest of the game. A little bit too late here for Denver.
At the 40, with Barker in motion to the left-hand side. Struthers looking down the numbers, and another nice catch by Jeremy Mosley. Up tempo goes Denver. They're out of timeouts with 1:35 to go. Struthers dialing it up, bobbled and caught by Keel. Stays with it down to the 4. Gene Struthers looking to the far side and put it on the board. Logan Keel makes 2 straight catches at the end of the drive, and Denver has their second touchdown of the game.
Tell you what, Denver needs to take the film from that drive and study it all week long, because what they were doing on this drive is what they should have been doing since the end of the third quarter, being aggressive, pushing the ball down the field, trusting their good group of receivers, and letting those receivers make plays for them. An impressive drive here for Denver, albeit a little bit too late for the Denver, but I mean, just what a good drive here to end the game and some positive momentum as they head into week 3.
7 plays, 77 yards in just 48 seconds on that drive. Denver going fast, and now we'll kick this ball back to Denver with 1:17 to go. No timeouts for the Nightwings. They will try an onside kick this. And it is picked up by Denver, and Percoco scrambling towards the end zone. Lord Percoco has her touchdown as DC caps off a dominant win at home in week 2.
Yeah, and just a little salt in the wound there for Denver. They have their drive of the game, try the onside kick, and the extremely rare onside kick return for the touchdown there by Percoco. And yeah, that is all she wrote here tonight from the DMV. And what an electric run there by Percoco.
Percoco, 5 catches, 82 yards. The only thing she didn't do up until that point was put the ball in the end zone, and now she did. To go along with receiving touchdowns for Lyric Da Vinci and Mason Kirby. And a rushing touchdown for Sam Harrison. It's all come up Dragons as they go back up by 20 points with 1:11 to go.
And a 37-point performance here for DC, and just a very good showing here at home. I mean, this home crowd is going to be driving home very happy to the DMP area this evening. And I gotta tell you, Michael, I'm really interested to see how this season ends up going for DC. I think this is one of the more intriguing teams in the league. I think in terms of just how much better they've gotten over the offseason from where they were last year, I think this is a dangerous team this year.
And DC, of course, has been moved to the North Division this year with Canton, Queen City, Baltimore, and Motor City. And on current form, you think 4 of those teams may have a shot for this division. Obviously a rough start for Baltimore, but you know the Vultures are going to bounce back.
Oh, for sure. That is a stacked team there. I think they're going to be looking for revenge on Monday night.
Canton as well, starting the season with a win. 28-0 last week. Strother's going to continue dialing up the pass. The ball floats through the secondary after a deflection and falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that one was a little bit dangerous there, but for Denver, that's kind of just that time of game for them. As they had a good drive last time. Let's see if they can get. It only took them 48 seconds to get the ball downfield last time. Let's see if they have one more of those drives in them here to end this one.
Struthers to the near side, caught, staying on his feet. Jeremy Mosley spins back in bounds. He does pick up the first down, but the clock continues to run. And they're going to have a review to see if he stepped out of bounds before he picked up the first, which gives us a chance to talk about the upcoming schedule for both of these teams. Next week, DC takes on Carolina in their 3rd straight home game to open up the season. And Denver is back home against Louisiana.
Yeah, it's a Louisiana team that DC week 1 fairly handily, and that should be a good matchup there between Denver and Louisiana. I think that's a good measuring stick game to kind of show us where both those teams are at, because they both lost in reasonably similar fashion to DC, so that tells you they might be kind of evenly matched.
Well, the retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid determined that Jeremy Mosley was out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 back at the 30. Still great body control by Mosley to stay on his feet through contact. Struthers under pressure gets it away. Mosley is short by 3 yards, and it's 4th and 3. We'll see if Denver goes for this on 4th down. Struthers is still in the huddle.
And I don't see really any reason not to. You know, if DC gets the ball, there's take a knee and end this. For Denver here, might as well continue to try to get some positive momentum to go in next week with.
Struthers looking far side. Mosley trying to outrun the defense. He does, and he doesn't get out of bounds. They get the first down. The clock still runs 40 seconds to go. And they spike it. We did not pick a nice hands catch of the game. That is the broadcaster rushed showing right there. So we got to retroactively go back and pick one. I think for me, it was the touchdown grab by Lyric Da Vinci. He was crossing from left to right in the back of the end zone, just stuck out an arm and pulled it in.
I have another one, too. The Mason Kirby one-hand catch down by the goal line. That was a really good catch as well.
Struthers, middle, caught Mosley. 9 yards, 3rd and inches. That was the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K 23.
4th and inches again. The offense looks like they're going to stay out on the field and go for it. 25 seconds to go for Denver. Oh, so you're probably a pass. They can't really afford a run because the clock will run,
Yep.
obviously.
No timeouts for the Nightwings, even though Bailey O'Shaughnessy is back there. It's been all Jeremy Mosley on this drive. He's matched up one-on-one on the far side with Peanut Say. Struthers looks that way, and great body position by Mosley to haul it in. Got 2 yards right to the midfield stripe, and they spiked the ball again with 13 seconds to go.
Yeah, now I'd say, Michael, probably just a couple shots at the end zone here. Just chuck it up a few times, see if you can get that Hail Mary touchdown, and move on to next week.
So I know who mine is, but I want to get your take on a player of the game for this evening.
Like I said, in the first half, I was going all synergy. However, after that second half performance, going over 100 yards, Chuck Stellar is my pick. He had such a good game today from the fullback position and really wasn't expected to have the performance he had today. I'm going Stellar.
Struthers spikes the ball with a second left, so we'll have one more play from the 39-yard line. I was going to say Chuck Stellar until Lauren Percoco picked up that onside kick and ran it in for a touchdown. 82 yards on 5 catches and that return for a touchdown. Percoco is my player of the game tonight.
Yeah, it's absolutely a reasonable pick, too. Percoco really performed well.
Struthers with no time on the clock. Airs it out. It is incomplete. Keel had it knocked away by John DeSantis, and that is the end of the game. The DC Dragons hold serve at home 37-17 and move to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, and what a great job here by the Dragons, starting 2-0 on the year. This is a team that I've said it a few times here at the end of the broadcast, and I'll say it again. I think this is a scary team moving forward, as you see the stats on the game right here. And for the rest of the league, I think they're starting to take notice of this Dragon squad.
Points off turnovers big in the grand scheme of things, right? Not really, but it's the timing of those turnovers. It was the fumble and the interception when Denver was driving into DC territory that could potentially make this a closer game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said a little bit earlier, Denver had multiple chances to work their way back into this game, but just unfortunately they could not close off on drives. They had a hard time picking up early yards on the early and downs, picking up yards, just got themselves behind the sticks a few times too many. And for Denver, it's kind of the story of the game, just a little bit too short all game long.
On defense, the outside linebackers for both teams did work tonight. Stephon Forge, 13 tackles. Jason Strungle, 14 tackles, 1 for loss. And that'll do it. Your final score from Dungeon of Vicaris Stadium. The DC Dragons, 37, they're now 2-0. The Denver Nightwings 17, they drop 2-1 and 1. For Tyler Falk and Mel Davis on stats, Cameron Irvine in the studio producing as always. Petey Zahler in the broadcast week with me. My name is Michael Trillo. Thank you so much for watching this evening. Enjoying the rest of your SFL action this weekend, and have a very pleasant rest of